January 30th, 2025, Daily Bread. 1 Kings, chapter 18, verse 1 through 19. Key verse 15. Title, Elijah's Challenge. After a long time, in the 3rd year, the word of the Lord came to Elijah. Go and present yourself to Ahab, and I will send rain on the land. So Elijah went to present himself to Ahab. Now the famine was severe in Samaria. And Ahab had summoned Obadiah, his palace administrator. Obadiah was a devout believer in the Lord. While Jezebel was killing off the Lord's prophets, Obadiah had taken 100 prophets and hidden them in 2 caves, 50 in each, and had supplied them with food and water. Ahab had said to Obadiah, "Go through the land, to all the springs and valleys. Maybe we can find some grass to keep the horses and mules alive, so we will not have to kill any of our animals." So they divided the land they were to cover, Ahab going in one direction and Obadiah in another. As Obadiah was walking along, Elijah met him. Obadiah recognized him, bowed down to the ground, and said, "Is it really you, my lord Elijah?" "Yes," he replied. "Go tell your master, Elijah is here." "What have I done wrong?" asked Obadiah, "that you are handing your servant over to Ahab to be put to death? As surely as the Lord your God lives, there is not a nation or kingdom where my master has not sent someone to look for you. And whenever a nation or kingdom claimed you were not there, he made them swear they could not find you. But now you tell me to go to my master and say, 'Elijah is here.' I don't know where the Spirit of the Lord may carry you when I leave you. If I go and tell Ahab and he doesn't find you, he will kill me. Yet I, your servant, have worshipped the Lord since my youth. Haven't you heard, my lord, what I did while Jezebel was killing the prophets of the Lord? I hid 100 of the Lord's prophets in 2 caves, 50 in each, and supplied them with food and water. And now you tell me to go to my master and say, 'Elijah is here.' He will kill me." Elijah said, "As the Lord Almighty lives, whom I serve, I will surely present myself to Ahab today." So Obadiah went to meet Ahab and told him, and Ahab went to meet Elijah. When he saw Elijah, he said to him, "Is that you, you troubler of Israel?" "I have not made trouble for Israel," Elijah replied, "but you and your father's family have. You have abandoned the Lord's commands and have followed the Baals. Now summon the people from all over Israel to meet me on Mount Carmel, and bring the 450 prophets of Baal and the 400 prophets of Asherah who eat at Jezebel's table." Daily Bread Message. There was one faithful man, Obadiah, in the court of wicked King Ahab. God had used him greatly to save 100 of the Lord's prophets from persecution by Jezebel. Now God wanted to use Obadiah again to arrange a meeting between Elijah and Ahab. But it was a new challenge to Obadiah's faith. Elijah was famous for being unpredictable, coming and going at any moment, according to the Spirit's leading. Obadiah feared that if Elijah did not show up at the time he promised, Ahab would kill him. But Elijah gave his word that he would be there, and Obadiah obeyed. Ahab and Elijah met at the appointed place and time, and Elijah issued a challenge to the prophets of Baal so all Israel could learn who was really God. When we want to do the work of God, we need to work together, which involves depending on and trusting our coworkers. Sometimes this is difficult, but we can overcome doubts by remembering that if we do our part, God will do the rest. Prayer. Father, thank you for using people like Obadiah in wicked environments. Help me be faithful where I am, and when it's my time to speak up, to find courage. One word, a faithful person in a wicked environment.